Welcome to the Filmistines, the podcast where we discuss all things movies. Join us as we dive deep into the latest releases, revisit classic films, and explore the art of cinema. Whether you're a film fanatic or just love a good flick, we've got you covered. From Hollywood blockbusters to indie gems, we'll be breaking down the storytelling, the cinematography, and everything in between. So grab some popcorn, sit back, and get ready for some cinematic magic. If you like what you hear, please consider subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/Filmistines. We offer tiers at the $1, $5, and $20 level, where the $5 tier grants the ability to request films for future episodes. This is the Filmistines, where movies are more than just entertainment, they're an experience. All around you. And welcome back to another episode of the Filmistines. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, me?
You.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm joined today, as usual, by my soft-feeling friend, Lucy.
Hello, everyone.
Is that doing it for you?
Yeah.
Soft feeling?
I like soft feelings.
I was gonna say hardly funny friend. Would that have been funny?
No.
Okay.
I'll take soft feelings.
Okay. Because it's also a little disingenuous and a lie. Because you're funny.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining. You can join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for new episodes of the Filmistines, covering all sorts of movies. We just recently covered the Insidious one and the last one that just came out, The Red Door, Elemental, the new Spider-Man. All right, across the universe, across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse. Yes. Because it's into, across, and beyond. That's how I remember them.
Into, across, beyond.
Yep.
And join us shortly over on Patreon for exclusive content, including the ranking of Tim Burton directed films that will not include Nightmare Before Christmas, because he wasn't a major player in that in a creative way, other than creating the characters, of course, but he didn't give life to these characters, as we all know, right?
I didn't know that, but yep.
Yeah, in my Shyamalan, we're going to rank his films as well. David Lynch, Steven Spielberg at some point. That's going to be a tough one because half of Steven Spielberg's filmography sucks. All Tim Burton movie sucks, so that's going to be that's going to be difficult too, but
They don't all suck.
there's like 3 good ones.
All right. Find out which ones.
Find out which ones. And M. Night Shyamalan, he is so underrated.
Dude,
underappreciated.
for real.
I know he's kind of a major player, major director in the world. You know, he's kind of a household name and everything. But man, he needs some more love. He really does. People
Yep.
shit on him too much. You can go find out our top M. Night Shyamalan films too. Soon. Sorry to tease you. We're still trying to figure out the podcast thing. Be patient.
Yep.
That's what we're really trying to do here, is teach you patience. Sorry to be presumptuous.
You're teaching me patience.
I'm teaching you patience.
Is it presumptuous if we're teaching ourselves patience and them patience?
I don't know.
Less presumptuous.
Maybe. I don't know if there's really a sense of patience if there's no other sense of like tolerance, you know, because they don't really know what's coming, you know?
No.
There's not a problem here. So there's no sense. There really isn't an element of patience. I guess unless you're hype. Are you going through like some kind of hype train of thought right now?
Nope.
Are you hyped out there for the Filmistines and the future of the Filmistines?
Not currently.
Because I guess that's where patience could come into play, because you're having to, because there's something meta and, you know, just like that. I don't know. That's a weird. Why would anyone be hyped about a podcast? I guess in general. Why would anyone be hyped about anything? I guess. I guess hype culture does kind of confuse me in some way.
You don't understand the hype culture.
Yeah, because I can understand being excited for something, but I feel like hype culture is not. It's more than just being excited. It's like almost mobbing together in some way. I'm not sure.
Huh. Never thought about that. I thought being hyped was just being a little too excited.
Is it a too excitement thing?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Because maybe at times I thought I was like kind of hyped for something, and then I look at people who are actually hyped. I'm like, I'm not on their level, you know? So maybe I'm not hyped. Maybe I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this thing. thought it was hype, but not compared to this guy. You know what I mean? So I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Maybe we're too lame for the hype culture. Dang.
maybe. Well, join us. We have great episodes of great movies. Well, great episodes of movies
Yeah, there you go.
on our Patreon, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Used to be Stitcher. Rest in peace. I think they are dying in 1 week. I think they're dying August 29th.
Oh shit! So there's a date now.
There's been a date.
There's been a date
for several
Oh.
months. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just gotta. No one uses Stitcher apparently. I guess they're probably folding that technology into Pandora, which I feel like doesn't make a lot of sense. But I feel like Stitcher's kind of lapped Pandora in a podcast setting. Maybe not music, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Definitely not music.
It might be a sign of Pandora selling or I should say the owners of Pandora and Stitcher selling to a bigger company that has a dominant podcast company already. Maybe Spotify. Maybe Spotify is like, all right, we could use some of your infrastructure over there at Pandora, but we don't need the podcast element. We have that covered in scores, you know?
Yeah.
So if you kill that, okay, maybe we can talk. But thank you, everyone, for joining today. I'm excited to talk about a movie, or I should say a type of movie we have yet to cover. A rom-com, sort of. Is this a rom-com?
Yeah,
It's not a traditional rom-com.
It's not a traditional rom-com. And Wiki likes to say it's a sex comedy.
Yeah, it's not
And
raunchy enough for a sex comedy, but
I don't like Wiki's labeling, but I don't like rom-com either.
it's
so
like a sex light comedy.
great. Let's add more words to the already complicated
Sex adjacent.
sex.
Except there is sex here though, but no hard feelings. Jennifer Lawrence, J. Law's newest and greatest film. Not her greatest. Her greatest film is obviously Mother. Darren Aronofsky's Mother film. These kinds of movies are not my go-to movies. I've seen quite a few of them. I feel like we just left, like maybe 10 years ago, I guess now. We've just left a era of this kind of movie where we had one of these every other week, and that's fine. And I think, kind of Adam Sandler is of that cut. The Adam Sandler movies, I should say, are of that cut, minus his complete nonsensical ones.
Yep.
Like
Click.
Click. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's the only one I know. And then his only decent one that you're like, it's not an Adam Sandler film.
The Longest Yard.
The Longest Yard.
Yeah, that's a weird film because it's a remake of a film. Is the original Longest Yard a classic? I'm not sure, but
I don't know. It was a remake.
The remake through the Adam Sandler lens, where there's a little bit of stupidness happening, but it's not a traditional Adam Sandler film. But he kind of plays the exact same character, and Rob Snyder's in it. It's just like, that's his buddy. I think David Spade's also in Longest Yard. I can't remember, but I've seen quite a few of these, but I'm definitely not a fan of this style of filmmaking. In fact, these are probably responsible for turning me off from most film, because I just didn't. These feel very like waste of time films. I guess if you watch them in large numbers, if you see one every week, a new one every week, it just feels like there's nothing special about them. And so I haven't seen one in a while, so I don't have that fatigue right now, so that's a good sign. But what do you think about rom-coms in this film?
See, that's where it's difficult, because
sex comedies.
Yeah, rom-coms are completely different than this. Kind of. Your rom-coms are more like your, Valentine's Day, and
that's kind of where the rom-com like climaxed and then just died.
Yeah.
With New Year's.
And those are kind of funny, but not a raunchy kind of funny. It's a different type of humor. And I'm okay with those. But like raunchy films and like sex comedies, I don't watch those. Those are kind of stupid. They're too stupid for me. They're almost on like cringe borderline. Yeah. Which this movie tiptoes. It tiptoes into that, but it's not there.
Yeah. And I would say Seth Rogen is a real
Yes.
He's a real champion example of what it looks like when you take that sex comedy to the next level.
Yep.
And he's got a lot of his, movies, just like Adam Sandler. He's kind of the same mindset, just a little bit more radical. And I'm not a fan of Seth Rogen.
Yeah, me either.
His films, at least.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. So that's one thing I liked about this film, that I thought it was going to go there, and I thought I wasn't going to like it, but it didn't, and it surprised me. And some of the comedy was a little cringe at times, but it also wasn't too much like I feel like your other typical comedy movies would. Because I'm sure I've said this a million times in previous episodes. Science fiction and comedy films are probably the two worst genres of movies for me.
Yeah, I mostly agree, yeah.
So, it was a risky move here with this type of film, but I don't know, based off the trailer and based off like just the quick synopsis I read, it didn't seem like it was gonna completely be a Seth Rogen film or a too stupid, what's her name? Melissa McCarthy, kind of that kind of dumb. So I'm glad it didn't go too stupid.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy's almost slapstick humor where she's fucking falling down. It's like, it's funny when a fat person falls. It's like not really. I mean, it can be, but at Walmart it is, but not on TV.
Yeah, and it's like she takes it a little further than that. Like, oh, someone fell down, haha. Then she keeps tumbling and then rolls into a trash can, and then now she's got a banana peel on her head. I don't know. And it's like, okay, you're done. You took it way too far. I'm not even laughing anymore. I'm not even enjoying watching this anymore.
Which I'm sure there's an audience out there that loves that on some level.
Someone who didn't mature.
I guess. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. That's not. It's funny when people laugh at that. That makes me laugh.
That's true. That's true.
Like when kids laugh at the most insane shit on YouTube or whatever. It's just, I can't. That's funny because it's not funny. So it's kind of a funny meta thing. I
told you, like the other day, my nieces were talking about like deaths, funny deaths, I guess. And one of them said, someone stepping on a cereal box and slipping off the side of a cliff, and they all bust out laughing. And I'm just staring at them like, what are you saying right now?
If you've ever wondered how that show on Sci-Fi, I think it was, it's like 101 Ways to Die or something like that, or 1,001 Ways to Die or something like that. If you ever wondered why that show came to be, it's for the 10-year-old, the 11-year-old. It's for these people.
So yeah, I appreciated that this film had the comedy kind of played down than what I imagined it could have gone.
Yeah, it was a little drier than what you might expect. I think Jennifer Lawrence is inherently kind of funny person, so she's just got good delivery.
Yeah.
So that helps. That helps. I laughed probably once or twice.
You did. I heard you. I counted.
I laughed. I liked it when she tried to steal her car back at the very beginning, and it was still attached to by some wires. Or something like that. That's funny. And then everybody calling her old at the party. That's kind of funny.
Oh, that was funny. The whole party scene was pretty funny to me. And everything was just, if it was funny, it made me chuckle. It made me go, ha, But nothing made me laugh out loud or just bust out laughing, just to clarify here. But it was very like, that's funny. But the whole party scene was funny. Them making fun of her, how old she was, and then when Percy's like all like, unconscious or about to be unconscious, and she's like, "Did you take something?" And he's like, "Yeah," and then she's making him throw up, and then he said something about, "That's why you don't mix Advil and alcohol," and she's like, "You've got to be kidding me." It was so funny.
And all the idiot young people had their phones out and stuff trying to record it.
And then he tried to stand up for her, right, at some point, and then punches her in the throat.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah. I like how these filmmakers are starting to go pretty hard on how idiotic young people look. when they're whipping their phones out and stuff. And
Yeah.
just the kind of making fun of the coddling that, that we're all guilty of. It's funny that we're leaning into that more and more, I feel like, over the years, making fun of those people, because they're so easy to make fun of, because they've never been made fun of, and so it's just they're so stinky with comedy, that we can kind of dig into.
Yeah, we need more of that, because then we have other types of films that come out, and then it's changing a Little Mermaid song because Eric didn't consent to kissing Ariel because she can't talk. It's like, no, just stop. So let's have more of these films where what did she say? I think she told him, like, are you guys, sleeping together? Are you guys fucking or something to the two dudes? You homosexuals or something? And they got all offended. Like, whoa, you're making a joke about that?
Yeah, that party was like...
Yeah, she was.
A Twitter cesspool.
There you go. That's a nice way of putting it.
Yep, when you make a joke about straight people calling them gay, that's funny.
Yep.
Just like if you make a joke to two gay people about being straight, that's funny too.
It's all funny.
That's actually funnier, because that's rare situation to pull that out.
Also true.
So the premise was inspired by a real Craigslist ad that the producers found, and they sent it to the director, and the director liked it, I guess, and then he immediately knew who he wanted to play the chick. And so she showed Jennifer Lawrence, and I guess she liked it.
That's awesome.
So someone out there put a Craigslist ad together, and
for someone to date.
Yep.
Quote, date.
To get a car.
That's awesome.
Someone out there. So that in a way makes it a little funnier, at least the premise. But have you seen the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yes, I can't say I've seen the whole thing, but I think we watched it at school. That was like a go-to school movie.
Yeah, maybe. The dad, that's Ferris Bueller.
Oh shit!
I didn't know if you would know that. Matthew
Hell
Broderick.
No.
He's also the main guy in one of the early American Godzilla films. Are you familiar with that one? No.
Oh shit! Talk about time passing by. Talk about now making me feel old. I guess not too old. That wasn't a movie we watched. That wasn't of our time, but
it's a pretty famous movie.
Yeah, but it's a pretty famous movie. Huh.
That's what I was thinking about when he was popping up. Every time he popped up, I was just like, damn, that's...
What happened?
He got old. His hair's long, and I'm sure it's a wig or whatever, but it's like, damn.
It was like in Oppenheimer seeing Robert Downey Jr. being that old.
He's playing old people. It's just like, damn.
Yes.
Although I guess Andrew Garfield also played a really old guy in the Tammy Faye movie, and he's not that old. He is older than you think, though. I think Andrew Garfield's like 41 or 42.
No way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's 40.
He's 40.
Yes. Wow. Holy crap. Good job, Andrew Garfield.
He looks like he's 25.
You look like you're in your 20s.
And he's using the collagen.
He is using collagen. He's probably drinking it in his smoothies or something.
Every day.
Yeah, one of the funniest scenes was when, he asks her out on a date, and you see where the date is at the bar, and he's wearing his suit to the bar, and everyone's just looking at him, and he feels so awkward. And then you're just kind of like, oh man, why did you do that? And then it pans out, and you see his whole body, and he's wearing shorts.
It's double cringe.
That's double cringe. And he was like, well, it was hot outside, so I didn't want to wear pants.
That's funny. What do you think about filmmakers making cringy movies on purpose? It's very specific because everyone's cringe is a little bit different. Everyone's comedy is a little bit different. But it's a pretty interesting thing to design a movie to make people cringe. And I think this movie definitely is in that boat.
Yes.
I think Jennifer Lawrence and I think, what's her name? Aubrey Plaza. I think they're both kind of characters who thrive on making people feel a little uncomfortable and cringe.
Yeah.
Through different techniques.
No, I think it's great that it's a new thing people are doing. And I don't know if it's just me, but so many things make me cringe that I'm kind of maybe your perfect audience. because I will cringe at a lot of these things, especially being, I don't want to say on the shyer side, but just maybe more reserved side.
Yeah.
So it's good.
But do you require cringe? Because a lot of people like need, kind of like they need, they need a daily laugh kind of thing. Some people need a daily cringe. I'm not a cringe aficionado, connoisseur. I don't take part in the fine dining of cringe. Not in, I think the Office, show is a real kind of.
I don't think that's cringe. That's just funny.
That's cringe.
That is not cringe.
That's mega cringe.
The Office is not cringe.
Oh shit! I think you're an edgelord.
I don't think so. It becomes cringe when Will Ferrell steps in the picture. Then it becomes cringe.
Yeah, Will Ferrell, he's cringe for different reasons.
Maybe it's a different cringe. I don't know. I was about to say that I agree with you here, but now maybe I like Office cringe.
Yeah, it's different. I guess I'm generally just not a fan of comedy and movies because I like live situational kind of comedy.
I mean, that's also great. I don't know. I
guess I only really laugh at that. I'm really just not someone who's going to laugh at or even really be entertained by scripted comedy all that much. Like in stand-ups, I like it when comedians basically call audience members out, and you never really know how that's going to go, and it's kind of a judge of how quick and how good is this comedian. And sometimes it's cringe. So sometimes it's funny because the comedian's just not prepared for what the audience member says, but sometimes the comedian will just fucking destroy an audience member, and that's hilarious to me.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't think this film was a laugh out loud, super funny. I'm gonna think about this, in a few days. It didn't make me feel like that. I feel like there's a whole lot better humor out there, especially situational humor, and I don't know, because I do tend to like punny stuff too. Just smart humor. It's probably my go-to humor, but I guess I appreciate some of the cringe out there. I guess
nothing wrong with that. I'm missing out, really.
Mm-hmm, you are.
I'm missing out on the cringe because
you need to watch The Office.
There's a lot of it. I've seen all The Office,
and
it's okay.
Ah!
It's whatever. It's better than Parks and Rec. I know that's kind of its contemporary. I like it better than Parks and Rec, but yeah. As far as like comedy shows, man.
I don't watch comedy shows.
Yeah, there's a lot of them though. The only comedy show I liked growing up, I'll say, was Drake and Josh.
That's a comedy show?
Yeah. Drake and Josh, total comedy show.
Huh?
You didn't think about that?
No,
all those are.
That was just a life show.
Although I would say Zoe 101 was a little bit more of your 90201 show, kind of more character driven, romance, relationship driven, kind of more dynamic like that. And Drake and Josh was a little more procedural, like a cartoon, like a traditional cartoon. I will say though, my favorite comedy show. Well, I mean, it depends on it depends on what is comedy to you too. If you're Italian enough, Suicide's comedy. So, but Curb Your Enthusiasm, of course, is my only go-to, I guess, comedy show at this point.
I mean, Curb Your Enthusiasm is hilarious.
But I just love how it's written. I don't even laugh at Curb, but I feel Larry. I just feel Larry. And then I feel like when you're thinking about scenarios, I catch myself scenarioizing a Larry David situation. I'm like, fuck. I'm like 1 or 2 degrees away from doing a Larry move right now, but I'm not gonna do it because I'm not like that.
That's too funny.
You know what I'm saying? You know how when you kind of think of how this situation can go.
Yeah, I don't go to Larry.
And
Larry problem here, I go somewhere. I probably go anxiety problem, but I don't go Larry problem.
I love how Curb's episodes are set up, and I've been told that Seinfeld becomes that after the first, I think season 3 is when it starts to kind of turn into what Curb is right now. And I've heard that Curb actually has turned into a little bit of a mess where it's Larry kind of pretending he's acting like a Larry David character, but in a little bit more of in extreme situations. And so it's I guess comes across a little more forced, or I don't know. I haven't to that yet. I don't know if I'll ever get to it. There's like fucking 10 seasons. I'm on season like 3.
Oh my god.
But is Atlanta a comedy? Would you call that? I don't even fucking know, because I laugh at Atlanta all the time.
I mean, I laugh at my 600-pound life. So
dude, Dr. Now is
hilarious.
Fucking hilarious.
Dude kills me.
I just don't know what that cadence is all about, but he is funny.
So are we just
I don't know,
looking for humor in places we shouldn't be? So traditional humor is not cutting it for us?
Yeah, I don't know. Cuz is it a dark humor? I feel like dark humor is kind of defined by the context and not the situation.
Yes.
So, but I like dark humor. I think everyone does kind of like dark humor.
I don't know. I've met some people that are just like, why would you say that? Or why would you think that? Or, those kind of people.
I guess I don't really know anyone like that.
Because it's funny.
But like the more racially motivated or culturally motivated the bit is, I feel like it's more likely to be funny. I don't know what that is. Is that dark humor? Is racially motivated stuff dark humor, or does dark humor kind of hinge on this disparity of the situation and the direness of it? And I don't know.
Yeah, maybe dark humor has branched out into
very
racial
specific
humor and dead baby jokes.
Yeah.
You remember those in high school?
I don't know.
No. Ugh, those were funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but I'm also a fan of the traditional Yo Mama jokes too, of course.
See?
Like very hood oriented jokes. Just very quick, witty, just little stingers. Ooh.
See,
I like that stuff too.
It's the wit.
Yeah, maybe
that does it. Or and I guess in that situation it's the audacity.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't have like the intellectual kind of vocabulary for comedy. I'm just not that versed in it. Kind of like music. I like bands, I like singers, whatever, but I don't really have the vocabulary to talk about music in any kind of sophisticated way whatsoever. And I feel like that's really true in comedy too, where I don't know what it is about stuff I like, other than like in Curb Enthusiasm, how just supremely written it is. It's just how he ties everything together. And the characters and the relationships and the mild improvisation is fucking just unbelievable.
Back to this film.
Back to No Hard Feelings.
How'd you feel about our actors? I guess our two main characters here, Maddie and Percy.
I think they did a fine job.
I think so too. I think Percy, what's his name? Andrew Bartholomew. I think he did a great job portraying an awkward ass 19-year-old.
Yeah.
And just
I agree.
Embracing the cringe, the awkward, I don't know how else to describe it besides super awkward.
Yeah, on the poster it says on Jennifer Lawrence's side pretty, and then on his side it says awkward.
Yep, there you go.
So there
exactly.
You go.
And I'm with you on Jennifer Lawrence. I think she is naturally funny. And then she also strikes me as the person who doesn't give a fuck about a lot of things. And I love watching her, maybe not in films, but just random interviews with Jennifer Lawrence of her saying just like...
She didn't care.
Yeah, she don't care. She's walking down the red carpet and she trips and falls and she's just like, oh, I fell. It's like, damn, dude, you just embarrassed yourself and... nothing didn't even faze her. And it's funny. I like her, and I think she did a great job here.
Yeah, I wish she was in better movies. She's one of these actors I like what she brings to the table, but it just didn't feel like we don't really get enough of her in any kind of performance way. Kind of like Robert Pattinson, although I think that's starting to change with him. But what's your favorite Jennifer Lawrence film? Mine's probably Don't Look Up, that Netflix movie.
Yeah, that one gave me too much anxiety. I think I watched it at a bad time. Don't watch a end of the world movie when you're not feeling...
When your world is ending.
Yeah, when you're not feeling all the way there. I don't know. I like her in the films she's in, because you have the Hunger Games. I like her in those. I liked her in Passengers, and then she was okay in Don't Look Up. She didn't stick out too much.
Yeah,
me.
she's really not a main character.
Yeah,
so it's not, maybe not even fair to say that one. Really, it's kind of Leo's movie.
And then I know she's a superhero. Was she?
Oh yeah, she's one of the X-Men. Or was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was okay there too. Yeah, I'd probably have to go The Hunger Games.
Yeah.
But that's not giving her enough credit here.
That's what I'm saying. We wish we got more
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence and stuff. She
Yeah.
doesn't. If you look at her filmography, she didn't seem to do an awful lot, but
Yeah.
she's been in like 30 or so films, I think. So it's like, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I was surprised how not bored I was with this movie. I will say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good job.
This movie, this is a fine film. I mean, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it for you a little bit, but I can't believe how expensive this movie was.
Oh, fuck.
Let's give you a little hint.
Well, that's gonna not be a good.
I'm just thinking, dude, my film class guys we can make this film.
Oh, no. But just, I guess, real quick on Jennifer Lawrence before we switch topics here. I was very impressed, and I'm always impressed by actors who, not switch, but who kind of change and morph into their character, and they have to do physical things like lose a bunch of weight or gain a bunch of weight or learn how to swim or do kind of something physical like that their job demands.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And I think there's a little bit of it here, not quite as dramatic as in other movies like, Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker, but just some of the rollerblading scenes. I'm like, damn, how many times did she have to do that? And just kind of like maintain on rollerblades and just stay on rollerblades. And then she had to climb up some stairs on rollerblades. So that made me appreciate it a little bit. But then she has, this very, I don't know how to say it, but she's got this nude scene where she's fighting some teenage kids. And she looks good. And she just had a baby.
Oh, did she really?
Yes. So I'm like, damn, good job, Like, for a woman to kind of put herself out there like that, and I mean, this is just her, though. She don't give a shit.
Yeah, if I had to guess, she probably ready to drop them clothes at
any point,
no
no matter what she looked like. But she looked good for just having had a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't even know how old Jennifer Lawrence is.
I don't know either. I'm imagining she's around the 32s, right? Isn't that what her character's supposed to be?
Yeah, that's what I would guess is 30, 31, 32.
Okay, she's 33.
Man, do you have any final thoughts for me?
Nope.
No?
No final thoughts.
Well, that's good. Do you mind telling me your budget guess?
25.
Oh.
Yeah. I had no idea here. I had no reference point.
Yeah, we haven't covered a very tamed, kind of production-wise, very tamed movie, We just got a bunch of sets, maybe some on-location stuff. It's very, like, low-key, domestic. Nothing crazy going on. Was that your original guess?
No, I was all over the place, to be fair, though.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to be a little surprised. So this movie had a budget of $45 million.
45?
Yes. I don't know how that happens in this kind of film. I don't know. I don't really have any reference point either since I've been kind of studying film. It's that's a lot of money for this film. I would expect it probably to float between 10 and 20 million, just based off of number of sets. But damn, it went on to make 86.4 million. So
Okay.
Didn't.
All right.
It probably made some money, I would say, because I would imagine the director. Oh, I didn't even mention it was directed by Gene Stubnitsky. He was the director of Good Boys. Those a little bit more raunchy, sex comedy, sort of. It's about little boys asking sex questions in a way. It's not what it's about. It's about them losing a drone and how trekking across the whole city to get the drone back because their dad's going to kill one of them. But they, along the way, find themselves in a little bit more risque kind of situations. It's a cute film. But yeah, so I wouldn't he probably doesn't require too much pay. I imagine Jennifer Lawrence doesn't require too much pay, and I'm sure Matthew Broderick is probably happy to work with anyone today. So they're probably making a little bit of money at this point. But 45 million, damn,
that's a lot of money.
That's almost half of Spider-Man across the universe. I know it's animated, but damn. You know what I'm saying? Hereditary, 10 million. The Whale, 5 million. It's kind of, people know how to spend money in different ways, for sure, You
telling me.
Well, thank you so much for suggesting this film. Thank you so much for watching this film with me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for watching it with me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Do you have a game for me today?
Nope. I'm just kidding. I have a game for you today. It's another rapid fire.
Okay. I like the rapid fire.
You do?
Yeah.
All right. Hunger Games or Twilight?
That's a tough one. That's
a tough one.
That's actually a tough one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because they both really taper off and become really bad.
Yeah, they do.
The first of both are actually pretty decent films.
I'm going Twilight.
I guess I'm going Hunger Games. I gotta go Hunger Games. Katniss is great. I mean, the first film is pretty good. And the second one's basically just a copy and paste of the first one, so it kind of sucks in that way. But the first Twilight is pretty good too, I will say. But I'm going Hunger Games.
You're going Hunger Games. Okay.
Yeah. I like Katniss more than I like Jennifer Lawrence's thing a little more, and I like the premise a little more than
Bella.
Than Bella and Robert Pattinson. Bella's fun. She doesn't give me enough.
All right.
Wait, you know that guy who pretends to be Bella on TikTok? He just reenacts Bella stuff in an exaggerated way.
Yes.
I wish Bella would have done that. Been a little bit more just psycho with how she does her whole fucking thing. I would have liked those movies more.
That would have creeped everyone out.
That would have been cool. I would like that. But yeah, what's the next one?
All right. Brown hair Jennifer Lawrence, blonde haired Jennifer Lawrence.
Brown, for sure.
Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Her face, no one simultaneously looks ugly and pretty at the same time more than Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh my god.
And I think the blonde hair kind of feeds into the not attractive side of her. And I don't know what that is, but just some angles of her are not flattering. And then some angles of her, you're like, oh yeah, she looks good. And then you never know what you're going to get with her.
That's
and
true.
Maybe that's a plus if you're into Jennifer Lawrence,
That's true. You never know what you're going to get. Yeah. I'm going to go with blonde Jennifer Lawrence. I like her blonde, short bob style.
Yeah, I would say Katniss's hair bunned up or ponytailed up, messy. That's kind of red-ish, a reddish brown.
Reddish, yeah.
Dark brown with a red hue.
Yeah.
That's a good look for her.
All right.
Not straight. I don't want straight hair on anyone. All right, let's cut that shit out.
All right.
Let's get some texture in everybody's hair.
Got it.
Yep.
Go get a perm.
Will that curl it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's kind of permanent, so.
Oh, I'm gonna get perm.
That's why it's a perm.
That's why it's called a perm?
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Tylenol or Advil? You want to fuck up your kidney or you want to fuck up your liver?
Tylenol.
Tylenol.
Excedrin specifically.
Yeah.
Always eat. You gotta eat with it, you know? You'll be good if you eat.
That's true. And just don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Advil. Just because I like the liquid gels.
They're nicer looking pills.
Yes.
Although I do like the blue and red Tylenol pill. It's a nice looking pill too. But I like the gel Advil pill. Those are nice.
I like just kind of just slightly biting it. You know, not where it's gonna burst, because god damn, one hasn't burst on me yet.
They probably taste really bad.
Yeah.
They look like mouthwash. That's a nice color.
All right. Being pepper sprayed or tased?
Tased.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
That was quick. Okay. Yeah, I don't know here.
I've seen people get tased in person. It's not as bad as pepper spray.
Really?
Yes. I've never seen someone pepper sprayed in person, but I've seen it on YouTube, and that does not look fun. I'd much rather be tased.
All right. I guess I'll pick taste too.
Yeah.
Okay. Helicopter parents or absent parents?
Absent parents.
You think that's
what I would prefer.
That's what you'd prefer, absent parents.
Probably for the normal person, you might want a helicopter parent, but you know, you're probably gonna get similar results. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go helicopter parents. Well, then you turn out like this kid.
Maybe. I mean, not always. You never know what you're gonna get.
Okay, so mommy issues or daddy issues?
I guess daddy issues.
Daddy issues.
They're
more common?
They're more common. So you have that with people. You can talk about it. It's I have this deep kind of thought on there's no deeper bond or relationship that one can have than with anyone else other than their mom. And so I think it's just a more important relationship to sustain and to be healthy really in your life versus your dad. I don't think it's as important.
Take that back. I'm going daddy issues too. All right, last question. California or New York?
It's a hard one because all the annoying people live in California. All the annoying people in the world live in California. But California seems like a place that I would like a little bit more to live. Maybe I'm an annoying person. But it's just that's where a lot of I could maybe finally get a job using my math degree, my math knowledge out there. It's where a lot of video games are made. Ceramics, pottery and stuff is really big in California.
It's so expensive.
It's not all California is expensive, but a lot of it is.
Oh, okay.
So I'm but New York, I mean, New York's probably really just if I'm gonna live in New York, I'm only gonna live around Manhattan too, right? But in California, I'd be happy to live pretty much anywhere across the state.
That's
so
true.
I think I gotta go to California, I guess.
Yeah, I'm only going California because of the weather.
The weather, yeah, and yeah, man. If I could, it doesn't rain much in the south of California, other than recently with their tropical storm that just hit.
Oops.
I might not get headaches as much because a lot of my headaches are spurred on by the weather.
That's true.
Here in the fucking deep south.
That's true.
The deep south, down here in Mississippi.
All right.
Do we even have to try? Do we have just Mississippi accents naturally?
I don't think so, but please, listeners.
All right. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. Thank you for watching this film with me. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Filmistines. Thanks for tuning in and joining us on our cinematic journey. We hope you enjoyed our discussion and gained some new insights and perspectives on the world of movies. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform, especially Patreon, and follow us on social media for more film-related content. We love hearing from our listeners, so if you have any feedback, suggestions, movie recommendations, or book recommendations, please feel free to reach out to us. Until next time, keep watching and keep loving the magic of movies. This is the Filmistines, signing off.